everyone, this is Animatos with LuLaRoe Animatos VIP Shopping, and today we are going to talk about that really exciting time when you've made the decision. You decided you want to sell LuLaRoe. This is for you. So you fill out all the paperwork, you send it in, and then you wait. And it's like, what do I do next? So I just had a meeting with my team this week, and we went, and a lot of the women in my team are in the same position. They're in that holding pattern, and so we just had a call talking about what steps you can take either while you're waiting for your onboarding call, or you get the call, and now what? Now your stuff is on the way. So what do you do? How do you go about setting up in that holding pattern time that you guys are in right now? So I'm going to split this up into 3 sections. The first section is going to be, and I have notes, so I am going to be looking down a little bit. I apologize. The first section is going to be what you can do while you're waiting for the onboarding call. And the second section is going to be after you get the call and your inventory is on its way, then you set up your game plan. And the third section is going to be about team building if you are interested. All right, let's get started. So you sent your paperwork in. Now you are waiting. You're holding onto that phone like a first responder. You're just waiting for LuLaRoe to call you and say, yay, it's official. So what can you do while you are waiting? Why don't you go ahead and set up all lines of social media? That would be my recommendation. And my biggest recommendation is to please do not do what I did where, and I wish I had a business card to show you, that's what I'm looking around for. I was not consistent with my naming conventions, so my email is animatoslularoe@gmail. My Facebook page is LuLaRoe Animatos. I transpose them intermittently, and I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I had stayed consistent across the board. If you have a long name, oh, and keep in mind that Twitter only allows you to have a certain number of characters in your name, and your Twitter handle is what you are going to use on Periscope. Periscope is where I wish I had a different name, because I chose Matos LuLaRoe because it would not fit Animatos LuLaRoe. But every time someone sees my name on Periscope, they call me Amatos LuLaRoe, and they end up calling me Lula. So I wish I had put my first name in the Twitter handle, which then turned into my Periscope handle. So please pick a name, whatever you choose, and just try to be as consistent as possible across the board, because that also helps your followers find you in multiple platforms as well. Okay, so if you have not already done it, I would suggest setting up a Gmail account for your LuLaRoe. So it's going to be, your name is Amy White, your Gmail account is going to be LuLaRoe Amy White, and then keep it that way across the board as much as possible. Instagram account. I used Instagram a lot when I first started. I got all that initial inventory, I posted it. I don't sell on Instagram. I always use that page. I always use Instagram to direct people either to Periscope or to my Facebook group. Your Facebook group. Create a Facebook group, keep it secret, because you don't want a bunch of people in there. You don't want to get them all hyped up and then have that excitement fizzle before you even place your initial inventory. And also, I would suggest keeping it secret because you're going to be making changes. You are going to change the name about 500 times. You're going to be changing the cover photo. You're going to be playing around with it, changing the description. You really just want to do that in private. So create a group, keep it secret, just for now, just have it ready. Create your, I do not recommend a page in addition to a group. Everyone's different. There's nothing wrong with having a page. I created a page and then I created the group, and I find the page to be more of a hassle than it's worth. I think the only benefit to having a page is that people can message you even if you're not friends, or they can find you via your page instead of your group. But I forget about the page because my group is so active, and then I have to go back and I have a bunch of messages, and it's just not worth it. So I would suggest a group, not a page, totally up to you. Set up a Twitter account. Even if you don't use Twitter, a lot of things are linked to Twitter. Facebook's linked to Twitter. Periscope is linked to Twitter. What else is linked to Twitter? Something else is linked to Twitter. Instagram is linked to Twitter. So it's connected, just do it. Just set up a Twitter account, and then use your Twitter account to set up your Periscope channel if you are going to sell on Periscope, which I sell on Periscope. And I am Amatos LuLaRoe on Periscope, Amatos LuLaRoe. And set up your YouTube channel. This is optional, completely optional, but this is where I get most of the people who inquire about being on my team. They want to know more information about about LuLaRoe in general, and just like you are watching my video right now, they find me on Facebook, so entirely up to you, but I would start a Facebook channel. Once again, why not? So get all your, and there's a lot more social media apps out there that I don't use. Snapchat, you know what? I'm not even gonna pretend like I know the rest of them. So just get whatever you wanna use, just get it set up. And then before you order your business cards, let it all sit for at least a week. I would say at least a week, only because number one, there's no rush to get your business cards printed. You can get them printed. I use Staples.com is my favorite. I've used Vistaprint, I've used LuLaRoe Custom, and I've used Staples.com. Staples.com is my favorite because they print same day pickup, double-sided, excuse me, and they are inexpensive. I think I paid $15 for two-sided cards, 500 of them, full color. It's not like the best software to use, but you know, you get all of your graphics from LuLaRoe back office, so all you have to do is upload them, put your information in. But my point is that you can get business cards last minute, and you want to wait till last minute because you will most likely be changing the name of your Facebook group a few times. So wait until you have made that final decision, and then just let it sit for like a week or so, then order your business cards. There's no rush on ordering your business cards, even though I know you're excited. Just wait, it's okay. All right, and then go ahead and get all your supplies in order. If you are on my team, I have sent you a list of what other supplies I needed. Everyone's going to be different, so get your printers. What are you gonna print with? Are you gonna use a Dymo printer? Are you going to use those peel and stick labels? Get your poly mailers. If you're going to be selling online, you're gonna need a light kit, a dress form. You're probably gonna need a dress form anyway. It's just good to have to display the clothing. You'll need your racks, you'll need your hangers. You'll need your IKEA blue bags if you are going to be doing pop-ups, flat rate mailers if you're going to be mailing things out from, so get those free from the post office, the flat rate priority mailers. Just get your supplies ready. So that's what you can do while you are waiting for the phone call. So next, they finally called. It's been forever. You didn't think it was ever gonna happen, but they did. They called, and then it's over in like 5 minutes because they have got it like a well-oiled machine. So you have onboarded, you are official. Now what do you do? Okay, don't panic, it's okay. Here's what you do. This is the time to kick that Facebook page into high gear. Make it closed, don't make it public, because people don't want everyone else, like all their friends and family, to see all the comments on a public page that they're posting. So you want them to have, some discretion while they shop. So go ahead, change that Facebook group from private to closed. Invite all your friends and family, make an announcement on Facebook, tell everyone you know that you are now selling LuLaRoe. And go ahead and make a list of all the styles you're gonna be carrying. And once every day for the week leading up to getting your inventory, post about a different style. Post, Monday's gonna be Irma's. Post the back office description, photo description about Irma's. It's a high-low tunic. Show a picture of yourself in an Irma. Find a YouTube video of people styling the Irma's differently. You get where I'm going with this, right? Just do that. Do one every day so you kind of get the excitement going. And there's also an exciting contest you could hold where you're not giving anything away, but you're also piquing interest, where every day, so say on Monday you post about the Irmas, and if you want to gain followers, say like on Periscope, you can say, okay, so for anyone who is interested in the Irmas, or if you love Irmas and you want to do a private shop the box from the initial inventory, go ahead and follow us on Periscope, then come back here and enter your name, and then we will do a drawing once the initial inventory gets here, and that person wins they win a private Periscope where they get first pick out of that initial inventory. And when I say shop the box, I don't mean like literally as you're pulling the stuff out of the box. I don't recommend that for your initial inventory, but that means that they will get first dibs on one piece of your inventory out of Irma's. So that way it gets people entering the contest, it gets people following you on whatever platform you want them to follow on, whether it's YouTube or Instagram. And what I do, instead of having a bunch of names to enter into contests, I have people number off. So I say, go follow my new girl, Heather, or Stephanie and Kendra, and then come back here and number off in the comments in numerical order. So as they comment, they go 1, 2, 3. I think my contest right now is up to like 200 and something. And then I use a random number generator on my phone. I take a screenshot and I post it. It just beats putting in like 300 names. So trust me on this. It's easier, but it's a good way to get your customers engaged, and you're not giving away anything for free, because I know it's hard to do a giveaway when you don't even have inventory yet, but it gives them something special. So just an idea. You can take it, you can leave it, take whatever works for you. Okay, so you're getting your Facebook group going. And now you get sign up for UPS Quantum. I almost forgot that. UPS Quantum is what LuLaRoe uses to ship everything, and you will get your shipping notification. So you're gonna wake up one day, you're gonna check that phone while you're drinking your coffee, and you're gonna see that you got 8 boxes of LuLaRoe heading your way in 3 days, and it's gonna be here on Friday. All right, it's okay, we can handle this. As tempting as it's gonna be, do not schedule your launch party on Saturday. Do not do a shop the box Friday as you get stuff. That day that you get your stuff, you are gonna wanna spend 1 to 2 days just counting. Count every single piece. I wrote my sizes on the sides of the box, because every style comes in its own box, and it'll have a big sticker that says Irma on there. So I had extra smalls down to extra larges, and I wrote the numbers down, and I could see where I was missing all of my medium Irmas. So that's 17 pieces. It was pretty big. It's no big deal. You call them up, they send them to you, but you want to count. This is your investment. This is your business. Treat it like a business. I know you're excited. Just count it all. Count it all, spend a few days, and then you're probably gonna spend another full day hanging stuff up, which I would do, because you want that stuff out of the plastic. You know, you can do a shop the box later when you get leggings and people, can buy it as you pull it out, but this is your initial inventory. So take your time and just get it all set up. Oh, and hang on to the bags. They usually send things in plastic bags, so hang on to those bags, because you can then reuse them to mail stuff out. There's no sense, putting more plastic waste into this world. All right, so the next piece of advice is going to pertain to my team in particular, not necessarily you, but if you are on my team, if you're on Team Material Girls, you are going to have, if you choose, 4 debuts. So 4 chances to sell that initial inventory. Basically, we're gonna wipe you out. You're gonna get your return on investment in like 2 weeks. So here's what you're gonna do. Your first one is going to be your in-person launch party. Even if you plan on selling online mostly, do an in-person launch party. It gets your friends and family over. It gets you used to talking about the product, handling the product, describing the product. You get feedback, face-to-face feedback. Like, what are the questions people are gonna be asking about the different styles that you carry? How does it look on different people? And it's also a really relaxed environment for you to practice using Audrey, which Audrey is the back office system. So you have a laptop and practice ringing people up through the laptop. Have your phone, practice ringing people up using the phone app. See what works best for you. I usually let people, when I get to the point when they pay via credit card, they have to fill out their first name, last name, email, and then all of their credit information along with their address. So let them do that. When you create the invoice, pull it up to where it says pay with credit card, let them fill it out. It's much easier than having them recite everything back to you and spelling it out, especially email addresses, and while you're bagging up their stuff. And that way you can kind of chit chat too. So it goes really smooth. And if there's any hiccup, your open house is where you want it to happen. You do not want it to happen while you are live on Periscope or you're hosting your big initial launch party on Facebook. So that is not the place where you want to have some issues. So I would do a launch party, even if it's only 5 people. It's just getting used to being a LuLaRoe fashion consultant, and it's just so much fun. It is really so much fun dressing up with all your friends and family. So in-person launch party, I would definitely do that first. Second one, if you are selling on Periscope, which most of my team does plan on doing, you are going to have your Periscope launch party, and it's going to be huge. It is going to be huge. Okay, your Periscope launch party. This is not a time where you want to be winging it. This is where you want to have everything set up ahead of time and you want to practice. So make sure your tripod works. It holds your phone, it holds your iPad. Make sure that it is set up far enough away where people can see product, but close enough to you so that you can read the comments as they scroll up and see names, so that you're not constantly doing this, which we all do, but you want to minimize it. You don't want to have to get your glasses out every single time someone comments, because those comments are going to be coming fast and furious. Make sure your lighting is true to life. Don't worry so much about what you look like. Make sure your product shows an accurate reflection of the light, of the color. Especially with all of those solids that they have coming out, it's really hard to describe a light blue versus a light teal versus a bluish gray teal. So find the place in your house where your lighting will show the most accurate color for your product. Okay. Make sure you have a system in place. How are you going to number things off? Or are you going to number things off? What are you going to do when people claim things? Are you going to have them just type sold? Are you going to have them type their name? Are you going to have them type numbers? Are you going to use numbers? If you use numbers, are you going to assign numbers as you go, as people claim things? Or are you going to assign numbers first so that way people can claim and replay? Are you going to allow people to claim and replay? Follow a bunch of people that you really like. Don't just follow everybody, because you don't want to pick up any bad habits either. But copy some ideas. We all copy everybody else. So find what works for you, use it, practice it, and see what you feel comfortable with. Know where you are going to put your claimed and unclaimed items as you go. So if you're picking up product and showing it from the left, what are you going to do with it? Do you have a box or a bag for the claimed items? Do you have a place to set your unclaimed items? You are going to have a mountain of LuLaRoe, so have a place set up to put your products. Have it set up so you can grab it, have it set up so you can put it down. Are you going to have a helper? I usually do not. I do this on my own like 90% of the time, so I have to have a system in place. That's important for me. What is your system going to be after the party? How are you going to sort your claimed items? Are you going to sort it, bag it, and then invoice? Are you going to invoice everyone and then sort it as they pay? Figure that out. Practice with your friends using a locked broadcast. There's only like 4 buttons on Periscope. One of them is a lock. So you tap that lock, you can make a private scope between anyone you want, and that's going to give you the most accurate lighting. Your lighting is different with your camera versus Periscope. So do a locked broadcast, practice talking. Also have your friends on the other side and have them typing back so that you can practice with the lag. The lag seems really awkward at first. And the lag is the reason why I use a number system and not names, because I talk fast. I go fast. So I'm often going, all right, perfect T, number 21, blue, blah, 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 blah. Perfect T, number 32, pink, blah, blah, blah. So if someone wanted this perfect T, but I'm already here, they can type in number, and I've already forgotten it, say number 11. All they have to do is type in the number. It works for me. Find what works for you. Practice with the lag though, because it oftentimes feels very awkward when you ask a question and then you're waiting for people to respond. So just practice keeping the conversation going so it's not too awkward, but keep focused on the selling. This is not, this is not the Anna show, even though sometimes I know it feels like it. It is not a show for you. It is people wanting to see the product. That's it. So just keep it going, find a flow, practice, get that so you feel comfortable. I would definitely recommend having an agenda. Tell people ahead of time. All I do is write it out. I take a magic marker, I write it out on a sheet of paper, and I take a picture of the agenda, and I publish that into the Facebook event. And I tell people when I'm starting. My Periscopes usually start at 9:30, but I don't break it up. I don't tell them what time I'm starting the different sections, because I don't like to put that type of constraint on it, but I do break up the broadcast so that I'll do leggings first, and then I will do perfect tees, and then I'll do Irma's, and each one will be a separate broadcast so people can tune in to just the broadcast that they want to see, and it's easier to watch and replay and stick to your agenda. I often reference my agenda, as you guys know if you watch me on Periscope. I'm kind of a stickler for an agenda. Okay, let's see, I think that's it for the Periscope launch party. Prepare for it to be a few hours. It's going to be a big one. and you're going to sell a ton of stuff. So you're going to be really busy getting ready. You're going to be really busy. It's going to be so much fun doing the Periscope, and then it is going to take you a good 2 days. You're going to invoice afterwards, and then you're going to ship. So this is where you want to have your stamps.com set up. I wouldn't set up stamps.com too easy because you get a free month. So you don't want to sign up for stamps.com as soon as you send in your paperwork. Wait until you're getting your shipping notifications. That way you can start your free month and utilize it as much as possible. And shipping, or stamps.com gives you a reduced rate on shipping, and the tracking is easy. So for me, it pays for itself in a few days. So it's great. Oh, and also you get a free scale if someone can give you a referral code. So try stamps.com, and I think they're shipping easy, but I haven't used that yet. So that is your second launch. Your third launch is going to be your Facebook group launch. I would recommend doing it in your Facebook group before Material Girls, because you want there to be a benefit of people joining your group exclusively and not just joining Material Girls, which is our team selling page, as you know. So I would do it in your Facebook group first, and you're going to set up an event just like you did with your Periscope party, but I would not recommend loading your pictures into the event because you cannot create albums in an event. You're going to have hundreds of them, and if you try to load them all at once, Facebook will freeze your account and put you in Facebook jail. So what you're going to do is build your albums out in your group, and then have your Facebook event saying albums will be loaded at 9 o'clock on this date. And inventory will be up for 24 hours. Pin the Google form to the top and have them check out that way. Oh, that's another thing with Periscope. Have your Google checkout form or whatever checkout form you're going to use pinned in the event. Practice using it ahead of time. Practice getting the responses back so that you can invoice smoothly. So for your Facebook launch party, you're going to have your Google Doc pinned. You're going to tell them what time you're going to load inventory. Load it into your group page though, not your event, so you don't get put in Facebook jail. I mean, it doesn't even take much to get put in Facebook jail. So just avoid it and load it right to your albums. So that's 3 launches already. Now you're going to do your 4th one. Your 4th launch is going to be your Material Girls debut day. And that is where you get 1 day, 24 hours, all to yourself with all of our customers, which we are approaching 3,000 customers, where they are going to shop just your inventory exclusively. And it's going to be a weekend day, so it's going to be exciting. So you're going to post everything up. You don't have to create an event for it. We'll kind of hype it up on there. This is a chance where you can possibly do a giveaway on your page, so you can get people over to your group and they can join your group, and then they come back to Material Girls and they shop. So it does double duty. You want to try to get people to your group, and you also want them to shop your inventory. You don't have to compete with anyone else. You have a whole day to yourself. So that's why we did the debut days. So 4 debuts there. In-person launch, your Periscope launch, your Facebook group launch, and your Material Girls launch. So that's exciting stuff. Okay. I would have a plan in place for your payments, because once you start selling, it takes about 3 days. After LuLaRoe processes your payments, it takes about 3 days to post to your account. It's going to be tempting to just reorder inventory immediately, which yes, you do need to do, but have a plan in place. Know what percentage you're going to set aside for taxes, what percentage is going to go towards debt repayment if you are paying back your initial investment, what percentage is going to go towards reinvestment, ordering new product, and what percentage you are going to keep as a salary. I take 10% off the top, it goes into a savings account for taxes. I take 20% for salary, 20% for debt repayment, and 50% for reinvestment. You do whatever works for you. That is what I use. Figure it out, but I would recommend doing it before that first payment hits, because the money's gonna come fast at first because you're selling so much stuff. So you wanna know where your money's going. This is not a few $100s. This is going to be thousands of dollars. So have a plan in place. Talk to a CPA. I have an appointment with my accountant. It's $45 an hour. Pay $45 to get professional advice on this stuff. Decide if you want to do an LLC, if you need it or not. Get that advice, get it in place. You have the time now. So I would definitely recommend doing that. All right, the next section is team building. It might seem a little bit premature if you have not yet onboarded, but you might want to think about if you want to build a team or not. If you do, I have found that the YouTube videos are really good, and be yourself. If you do a YouTube video, just be yourself. If if you talk really fast like I do and you're kind of super perky, just be yourself. If you are not perky and you are a lot more laid back, be yourself. You want people attracted to you. You are going to be working with these women on a daily basis. If you're the sponsor, you're going to answer a million questions. So you want them to get to know you through the video, and that's the type of person that you want to attract. And also be choosy. You don't have to have everyone join your team just because they contact you. Make sure you gel. Make sure that their personality fits in with your team vibe. I usually send all the information out to everyone, but the last thing I do now is send my team link. I like to make sure that they are gonna fit onto my team. And sometimes I can't take more people. So sometimes I have too many women that are waiting to onboard, and I know that's gonna be time intensive. So I will place someone with someone else on my team that can give them that one-on-one time. So they remain on my team, but they have a different point of contact. So you can also do that. I would recommend starting with one person that you're sponsoring, get them up and running, so that way you know how much time it takes to sponsor someone, and then you can judge how many people you think you can handle. I'm still working almost full time. I have the family, and I'm still building my own business. So you don't want to take away from building your business. So start slow at first, see what you can handle before you take on too much. But just make sure that you are choosing someone that you really want to work with. This is not about the money. This is about a long relationship. These women are going to be trusting you. They're making a huge investment, and they are trusting you to guide them through this, the next big steps. So it's a big responsibility, and take it seriously. Make sure you have the time to give to people, and just be honest with them and be yourself. Okay, that's all I got. I hope that helps. The wait will be worth it. Once you get your stuff, you're going to be up and running, and you are going to love it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me through my group, LuLaRoe Animatos VIP Shopping. I can send you information, or I can find you someone who can send you information, whatever you want to do. So good luck, everyone, and have fun with the wait. Go through your checklist. I can send you these notes if you want, and I will talk to you guys soon.